Lastly, we are going to symbolically sign here to complete this process. And my Lord, after we have signed, we shall request you humbly to also come and sign, and that would be sealing that process. So as outgoing, I'll sign first, then my sister receives, and then you endorse it, my Lord. Honorable PS, please come next before CJ comes. Where there's a light, eh? Yeah, actually can't be seen. Lamuna, let's change. We are just repeating because up here shade is against the color. With abundance, you've added value to this. Thank you. My Lord Chief Justice, we humbly request that you come and sign. Thank you very much, my Lord Chief Justice. Best wishes, my sister.
I will straight away invite you to make your remarks as a incoming. I hope I'm right, my Lord. Or has already arrived.
Thank you very much. Maybe it's the income Chief Registrar. My Lord, the Honorable the Chief Justice, allow me adopt the protocol that has already been established earlier on. Good afternoon. We gather here today for a handover ceremony as we also bid farewell to the outgone Chief Registrar, Justice Sarah Langasio. For me, it's a bittersweet situation. Bitter because we bid farewell to a leader who served with distinction and has been an embodiment of the principles of judicial conduct and administrative excellence. She not only guided on teamwork, but also inspired us with her vision, dedication, and unwavering support. Someone who has been an anchor. But mostly sweet because she lives following her well-decisiveness and firmness in decision-making, and all your Christian values, among others, are your legacy that you leave with us as you take on your new role. You constantly challenge us to reach our full potential, celebrating our successes and providing much-needed guidance during challenges. Your ability to create a positive and collaborative work environment was always a welcome experience for us. The discipline and the go-get-it attitude you brought to the team were major contributions to many of the team's successes. We hope to carry this forward. Personally, I want to thank you for holding my hand from when I was a magistrate grade 1 at the Anti-Corruption Division when you were the deputy registrar there. You always made sure that we had our tools of trade and were always present to offer advice and guidance whenever I ran to your chambers. I was privileged enough to follow in your footsteps through the ranks of Chief Magistrate and Deputy Registrar at the Anti-Corruption Division. And that made it very easy for me to consult you at every stage, and you graciously and abundantly gave me advice. Working with you as your Registrar, Inspectorate of Courts, has been a phase of further growth and training for me. Thank you for always believing in me and entrusting me with assignments that made me realize how far I could stretch. Your instructions were always clear and sometimes had non-negotiable deadlines, and I was most obliged to execute them. I cannot forget to mention the fact that you have a gift of giving instructions and communicating with just your eye or facial expressions. A few times we found ourselves in situations where you just mention my name, Lamuno, and follow it with a long, stern, deliberate gaze, and I would immediately understand those instructions. As my late mother, a teacher by profession, had the same unique communication style. I thank you for your support and guidance you constantly offered to the inspectorate that made our work a lot easier. It's been an honor and privilege to work under your leadership, but I am also excited for the new opportunities that lie before you. As you embark on your new role, please know that we are cheering you on and wish you continued success and fulfillment in your future endeavors. And as you hand over the mantle to me today, I cannot forget to state that you definitely left huge footprints in the office of the Chief Registrar. And I will not only borrow the proverbial leaf, but the old tree as I carve out my own footprints. I am deeply honored to stand before this gathering today as I accept the position of Acting Chief Registrar. I want to express my heartfelt gratitude to you, members of the Judiciary Top Administration, for placing your trust in me and giving me this incredible opportunity to serve as Acting Chief Registrar. This is more than a title to me. It is a responsibility and a call to contribute to the judiciary at a higher level. I'm not sure I have felt a greater weight of responsibility, but neither have I felt more supported by well-meaning and prayerful people who believe in me to take up the mantle. I am committed to upholding the values that we so cherish and diligently working towards our shared goals. I believe in an open and collaborative approach, listening, learning, and sharing ideas to tackle challenges and seizing opportunities while keeping our collective goals at the forefront. Together, let's embark on this next chapter with a shared vision, unwavering determination, and a continued commitment to excellence. As Henry Ford said, and I quote, "If everyone is moving forward together, then success takes care of itself," close quote. I thank you all very much for coming and for listening to me, for God and my country.
Thank you for accepting the appointment. With that, my Lord Chief Justice, allow me to invite the Permanent Secretary to make his remarks. Welcome.
my Lord, the Chief Justice, and the protocol as outlined. Today's handover is very unique. Why is it unique? It's unique because of two reasons I can imagine. Sarah belongs to cohort 21, and therefore this team had to be here. Other handovers, it is an in-house, but this one had to attract her team to witness her handover. It's also unique because Sarah is launching a book, which is not characteristic of handovers, which I have seen before, which is also very good. And that's why you can see her family here to witness the launching of the book. I thank you, Your Lordship, for that. Now, there is time for everything. There is time, the Bible says there is time to sleep, time to cry, time to eat, time to dance, time to do everything that you want to do. So this is a time for former Chief Registrar to hand over. It's a calling. Those of you who were with us on Wednesday at our dinner, I said that this is not a joke. To be called to the bench is not a simple thing. It's a calling. It's a biblical. And now that you have been appointed by the bishop, please, this ointment is supposed to help you to do what you told us, that you have declared war on case backlog. Yeah, that's what she said. That for her, it's not, there is no retreat, there is no surrender. Case backlog project done. With this ointment, the Judicial Service Commission saw it fit to recommend her to His Excellency the President for appointment. But you see, Sarah is a lady whom I came to know when I was entering judiciary, when she was working at the Anti-Corruption Court. And I had heard about her as a lady who is disciplined, who is incorruptible, because there's a lot of corruption in there, and corruption division. The people were asking for a few things. And when they advertised for the job of CR, she came to my office and I encouraged her. But she said, some people think I'm young. I said, please forget about those people who are calling you young. It's not the age, it is the brain that matters. So she went, did interviews, and was successful. And I had also heard that she was a chairperson of the contracts committee. And I had not heard of any mischief in the committee. So I thank you for chairing that contracts committee, which helped us to get a contractor who constructed these twin towers, which you see here. It is such a record time. And good quality work. So when the interviews were called for judge, I encouraged her. Said, you go. Don't stop at anything. You must go. And she went. Surprisingly, maybe not surprisingly actually, she performed very well. When I talked to some members of the committee, they said she was one of the best. And indeed, her name was #1 on the list. That was not by mistake. I think she performed very, very well. I'm not saying that the others didn't perform well, but there is always somebody who comes first. So, Sarah, thank you so much for being a lady of commitment and responsibility. Now, if I can equate top management, you know, I'm a student of organization theory and practice. In an organization, in private organizations, you've got a board. Top management, I've always equated to a board, where the Chief Justice is the chairman of the board. And for us, PS is a CEO, and CR is a secretary, company secretary, because she has to keep the seal. You have seen her handing it over. She is the one who has to keep it. Nobody else, not even the chairman, not even me. So she's the seal holder. We have been working very closely, as 5 people of us. And I can assure you, with this team spirit, led by the Chief Justice, we have accomplished what Sarah has given you. I want to endorse, she has not told you lies. It's the truth. I want to speak before you about Sarah, the person that I knew and have worked with for the last 4.5 years. You know, in government, the chief legal advisor of government is the Attorney General. I can assure you, apart from the Attorney General, she has been my lawyer in government. She knows the law. That's the point I'm trying to make. She knows the law. She would advise me, say, PS, I think this one, I think should be like it. There is a certain memorandum of understanding which we had drafted, sent it to one of the districts. She went through, she said, no. Why did you put this here? Why did you put this here? I think it should be like this. So I thank you for continuously engaging me and giving me legal advice. She is very analytical. She will not just give you substandard work. No. She is a full-time thinker. She doesn't think in installments. You know, there are people who think in installments. They think, then they wake up, then they think again. No, she's a full-time thinker. She is result-oriented. She gets an assignment, she will stop at nothing but making sure that that assignment is delivered. Because she has had assignments from the Chief Justice, which assignments have got implications for my office. We have worked together and deliver on time. Thank you so much. Mr. Ranga, you can see why she has been missing. And the other day we were cracking a joke. You know, I wrote a book recently called Naked Truth. And also I've read it, it is the truth. So I cracked the joke, I said, you've been missing at home. Sarah should get her areas. The areas must be, make sure. So she has been taken up by the office, you have missed her, now you have her. Sarah is a woman of integrity. At no single time did I hear that she has been involved in forging documents, making false claims, conniving with the people to steal money from bidders or from suppliers. That is her. And she's fast-footed. Fast-footed. She's a good communicator. You have heard from her a number of times. She has been our director of ceremonies. She is not a person who talks without calculating what she is going to talk about. Sarah, thank you so much. Let me tell you that I miss you. You know, even children at home, sometimes they fight, but they remember their sister and brother. Sometimes we have fought, not fighting physically, but intellectual discussions and arguments. But then you come back and say, we've got this institution called the judiciary, it is ours, we must move on. Forget about differences, move on. And we have moved on. Finally, Pamela, her shoes has been big. They have been very big shoes. If you don't have socks which are heavy to fit in, you better get so many pairs of socks to make sure you fit in the shoes. And by the way, you have been anointed. The Chief Justice has given you an assignment to handle duties of Chief Registrar. You're not acting. Those people are the ones who are going to make you acting. Judicial Service Commission. I have to correct the impression given because I'm a technical person. You cannot act unless you have been given an acting appointment. Now, they are acting judges. They will be confirmed. So, Judicial Service Commission, take note that the Chief Justice has issued a letter of asking her to handle the duties of the Chief Registrar. I think it is only fair that you convene. Now that there is a chairman and the board, some board members, I don't know whether the legal requirement is that it must be a full board. I don't know. But if it is, handle this quickly so that she has got an appointment written down. I conclude by thanking all of you for coming to witness this handover, which is very unique, and also to thank Sarah in her your tour of duty in the judiciary as a judge. It's a calling. Don't let us down. Thank you so much. May God bless you. It's my pleasure, my Lord the Chief Justice, to invite you and address us.
Thank you, Mr. P.S. I begin by recognizing here, my lords, the judges who are here. The two members of the clergy who are here, who have taken us through the Lord's bidding, the permanent secretary to the judiciary, the one holding the office of Chief Registrar, the family of our departed Mugole, Dr. Siu and Justice Langa Siu's family members. I will not read this written speech because I should have been somewhere else 45 minutes from now, ago. Everything that you'd want to know, and my task is easier because I would be speaking to people who know Sarah very well about Sarah. It doesn't make sense. It's like preaching the gospel to a pope. It should be preaching to me. So all of you know our new judge. You even have peculiar associations, something 21, cohort something, all those accolades. So I will not dwell, but I'll sum it up to say, if you had the fortune to work with Justice Sarah Langasio, you would know that we are what we are because God designs for each one of us particular attributes. I am told I am Catholic, and we Catholics, we believe that the devil exists. And for some strange reason, when they try to overthrow God, the Lord God through Lucifer to come down, and that is where he placed humans to be. It is one of the mysteries of faith. I don't know whether it was clemency, but anyway, he did not deal with Lucifer, the devil, the way he dealt with the people of Sodom and Gomorrah. If he had done that, we would be living in a much better life where there are no temptations. But Sarah is one person who has been gifted by God. It's very difficult, by the way, to work with me. I'm the one saying it. I don't even know where I should get this thing about my humility. Maybe, I don't know. That me and humility can be put in the same paragraph. But I cannot judge myself. So I'll thank you for making me realize I can be humble at times. But it's difficult to work with me if you're not quick-witted. I don't particularly like dull people, people who are dull, people who take long to understand. And the judiciary is held, in Greek mythology, the world is held by Atlas. Is that right? Yes, there's Atlas, after which one of the mountains in the Maghreb is named, is holding the sky or something like that. There's what we call the top management, the Chief Justice, Deputy Chief Justice, Principal Judge, the Permanent Secretary, and the Chief Registrar. These fellows hold the judiciary. These fellows give direction to the judiciary. And there are many paths one can take. One could even take this direction or that direction, or even reverse or stagnate, depending on who comprise the top management. Because God so loved me, he gave me a team in the top management to work with. People who understood me on day one. One, I don't like being a boss. Power never enters my head. It is only responsibility that enters my head. I never wield power. As Chief Justice, one is exceedingly endowed with power. Huge powers, by the way. But I thank God, power has never entered my head. What has entered my head, what I've strived to do, is to exercise responsibility. So from day one, I made my colleagues from the Deputy Chief Justice down to the Chief Registrar know that the administration, which I believe in and which we must practice, is participatory administration. Participatory administration means the one on top, the first among equals, does not carry out micro administration, but macro administration. If you never did economics, can Google and find out the difference between micro and macro. I believe in it. It has served me well, and I believe it has served this judiciary well. And in this, the Constitution says the Deputy Chief Justice, the Principal Judge, the Chief Registrar perform their functions on behalf of the Chief Justice. I defied the Constitution and made them know you hold that office. Once the policy has come up, you don't run back to me. You perform all the powers for the people of this country, for whom and in whose name we hold these offices. So when people say they were worried that Sarah Langa's CEO was young, did they say you were young? I was not worried. She was, I think, 40 when you became Chief Registrar. Milton Obote was 35 when he became Prime Minister of Uganda. I think Kabaka Mutesa was 37 or thereabout when he became president, non-executive president. So how can you say somebody at 40 is young, married, she's been president of Mothers Union? How can you say she's young? I think that was idle talk, that she was young. Yes, she was younger than many people, but she was not young, or less old than many people. So I gave Sarah the opportunity. I gave my Deputy Chief Justice, I gave my Principal Judge. His line is slightly different. His line is to advise me on those technical areas, the PS. But I gave these people full powers. And I don't remember a single moment or a single occasion where I had to withdraw this because it was being abused or Sarah was not performing to my expectation. This to me made, and today I'm speaking about Chief Registrar Sarah Langa Siu, Chief Registrar as she then was. This enabled her to grow fast, and root herself deeply in administration. And today she's a lot better person than when she was given that mantle. The only time we disagreed with her, she never told me, but I know on that one, she really held me in her heart. She wanted to become a judge earlier. I told her, no. Sarah, you held me in your heart. You are a Christian. If you don't accept, then I know you are lying. I think she was seeing people either junior to her or people in her group were climbing, and here she was. Chief Registrar is in the ladder below judge. My reason was clear. We had started on a mission, a transformation mission in the judiciary. And she was pivotal as the Chief Registrar to that transformation agenda. And was not about to say, you can go, and then I start all over again with a new person whose temperament and whose ability I would have to wait to see. I preferred the old hoe in my hand to dig with. Then I surprised her this time around. Said, Sarah, you are applying now to become a judge, and I'm going to be your referee. She never asked me to be a referee. Am I lying, Sarah? Yes. I think she couldn't believe. Mr. CEO, I don't know if she kneels in front of you. That day she knelt in front of me to thank me that I was releasing her. I think it was then that she understood how important it was for her to serve in the office she was holding and delay her becoming a judge. She understood. She has now become a judge in the fullness of time. What I think ecclesiastics say, there's a time for everything. Our time to become a judge has come. I want to live long enough to see you sit in the office of principal judge. As a senior judge. And who knows, to be talking when somebody is handing over the way I'm standing here, she'll be standing. I believe in predestination. That's why I told you, please, don't become a judge now. I believe in predestination. One of the things the devil cannot sway your way is your predestined fate or fortune. So you now go and the other thing I told her is I'm going to post you outside of these divisions of Kampala. You've been in administration for a long time. I'm going to post you where you'll do all the court cases, not only criminal, not only commercial, not only land. And I told her, if you don't kneel again, I'll post you to Arua. If you hear tomorrow that she's been deployed in Arua, it means she did not kneel. If it is elsewhere, then you know that she pleaded with me. The dedication, the commitment, the sense of purpose, the passion with which you held the office of the Chief Registrar is the one I assign you to go and serve the people now in adjudication. And by the way, 30 years from now, nobody will remember you were a Chief Registrar. Those who are doing research and whatever, you will come across you that you achieved this, you were pivotal in the transformation of the judiciary. But there's a handful, those are intellectuals. But what you will be remembered for are your judgments. When they are cited 100 years after you passed on. And that's why they say judges do not die, because your judgments, yes. We still cite Coke, Atkin, Denning, and so on and so forth. So you're now into the new assignment. Work hard and be remembered as Langa CUJ, Langa CUJA, Langa CUJSC, Langa CUCJ. It is for you to seize it. It is yours for the taking. What is the other expression? It is there for you to lose. Something like this. So I'm happy with you. I'm glad you understood that I believe the task that was before us, alongside your other brothers, was more important than your becoming a judge then. And we all need to make the right sacrifices at the right time. She could have become a judge, but you never know. I don't know who I would have got. She would have left the boat midstream. And then turbulence might have come in and derailed. I've said this several times, exceedingly well. And we ask the Lord to shower you with more blessings so that you serve your country in your new assignment and the other assignments which He has prepared for you. Thank you so much for what you've done. Now for my daughter, Lamono, I'll tell you a story about Lamono. I knew her from the judiciary here. I knew the mother very well as a niece of ours, but because of distance, I did not know her. Until when I learned she was the daughter of her mother, the mother I knew. You are unfortunate, but in equal measure, very fortunate. Let me begin with the misfortune and then come to the fortune. Being your mother's daughter, the mother I knew, the teacher, the Lapointe I knew, they will judge you by her standards. That's where your misfortune is. You sleep, they'll say, is she really the daughter of Lapointe? They'll say that. You know how people. Because they don't expect you to begin from the floor. You're beginning from here. That's where she was. Then the second misfortune is the person you have replaced today. For all the things we have said, all these eyes and the eyes of Ugandans are going to be on you. And for them, they now know the office of the CR is what Sarah Langa Siwa has made. So that is your misfortune. If you sleep or if you don't measure up to that standard, there won't be murmurs. There will be an uproar about your inadequacies, your ineptitude, your temperament, your this and that. So those are the two misfortunes. And then those two, the factors that give those two misfortunes, fortunately, and that's why I've left it behind, are your strength. They are again the fortune you have. You're fortunate that you are your mother's daughter. Yes. That you are brought up by the person I know. And you're fortunate that you've been very close, you worked hand in hand by your own account with Justice Sarah Langa. See you. So we won't blame your mom, we won't blame Sarah, we'll blame you because they gave you everything. They exposed you to the best that there is as family and then as office. But I want to believe that combining the two, Sarah will be proud of you for the duration you'll be in that office of Chief Registrar. She'll say, yes, I mentored this one. Among the people who recommended you to me, Sarah did. I want you to know this. So if you fail, you're betraying her. A number of people did make the recommendation. So they rise up to the occasion, shine, so that somebody will stand up here and say, Justice Pamela Lamono Ochaya was such a successful chief registrar before she became a judge, as we are saying today. Otherwise, thank you so much. We congratulate you for this responsibility. No responsibility, whether you go into the nuances of acting, holder of office, whatever it is. The substance of what you're going to do is the same, howsoever you choose to coin it. So I thank both of you. you for retiring from the office of Chief Registrar, and you for entering through the door she's left. And all of you, thank you for supporting one of your own. The judiciary is a very small family, 700 people. When we came, I can tell you, when in 2021, the total number of judicial officers was 377. Today, we have 705 judicial officers. When we embarked on the transformation agenda, the case I put before the president here in 2021, new law year, some people thought it was confrontational. I said, no, it is not. If the president assigns you to do something, stand up and say, I can only do it when this is done. Because at the end of the day, it is his legacy. We had our budget expanded from 198 billion. Now we are in 400 and something. This morning, I went to plead with the president to raise it to 600. But we agreed that we will only be contented when we have 800 billion for the judiciary. Had it not been for COVID, I had hoped the Lord would allow me to see a budget of 800 billion before I leave this office. But we understand. But I know that the Lord has worked in the mind of the president. Is a lot more focus on the judicial than before. And because of this, we have expanded. Before, some of you would serve for over 20 years, over 30 years before becoming a chief magistrate, if you were lucky to become a chief magistrate. Now I think 15 years you are a chief magistrate, or even less. There were about 5 or 6 registrars. We now have registrars, I don't know, 20 something. And then deputies. So seize this opportunity to grow in your profession, in your occupation. If you're a grade 1, the opportunities to become senior with the categories of senior and become chief magistrate is bigger now than hitherto. And to rise to become one of the registrars and be catapulted to become a judge and go up to the Supreme Court, which any of you is capable of doing. If you put your heart to it, then the rest, the Lord now blesses you. All of you have the capacity to become Supreme Court justices. The opportunity lies with you now. Work hard. Let people speak of you the way we speak of Sarah today. Let wherever you're going, people say, that one, we don't want him or her to be transferred from here. But if everybody is saying, don't you effect transfer these days? Thank you so much. I think I'll be leaving you to continue with the celebrations because I have to go somewhere else and do something. I want to thank also my brother and other members of the Judicial Service Commission. The Judicial Service Commission, the Judicial Service Commission has risen to the occasion, and you are this big number because when it mattered, they stood up to be counted. Thank you so much. We hope you're fully constituted, or at least sufficient quorum to be able to start work. we have business to send to you, but we cannot send it now because you're not fully constituted. Thank you. May God bless all of us.
Shall request the PS and Mr. Siu to come front.
In memoriam of excellent performance in the office of Chief Registrar, the Chief Justice of Uganda, I know him, I know the Chief Justice of Uganda, has decided to hand over this plaque and do we have another one for Mr. Siu for being a good husband? Oh, this is for both of them. Okay, okay.
Thank you so much, my Lord, the Honorable, the Chief Justice. Now before us is a dummy of the book that I have written. I request PRO to open so that at your signing it is launched. It is called Qualified by God, My Journey and Reflections as Chief Registrar of the Judiciary of Uganda, 2020-2025. Thank you so much. My Lord CJ, just to say briefly, among those who inspired me to write was Dr. Quinine P.S. Pius. When I first met him, he talked about writing books and all this. But after this journey, I thought it was important to say a few things about how did I get there? How was I raised? What is my journey? What has been like? And it speaks into these matters that are written. So I request us to buy And we read. My Lord, when we met, I had come actually to your home to consult when I told you I was going to meet the 21 judges. My Lord, that evening, as we all discussed, Justice Deeper led the discussion that each of the 21 must write a book. I have delivered, so we are waiting for the 20 books from Chinobe. Chinobe is writing the next book. Thank you, my Lord Chief Justice.
I request Commissioner Jimmy Okelo to join us, and the PS JSC Secretary, and then Honorable Mr. Justice Stephen Mubiru, on behalf of the judges.
So I am going to leave you in the very safe hands of the Permanent Secretary to the Judiciary, Mr. Pius.
So also the caretaker chief registrar, you will join. And then on behalf of the registrars, let me invite Worship Prose Katsabe. Okay. So we can continue with the signing. Worship Lamuno. Prose. You're signing. You know it, eh? Yeah. We can continue with the signing. Commissioner signing. Divino Reka, you will also come and sign. Judge Chinobe, Deputy Prefect. For cohort 2-1, on behalf. Since you are the next to launch the book. Davina Rika, Dovino, please come and append that wonderful signature. My Lord Chief Justice, we are so much honored. Thank you very much for having accepted to be here this Dovino Rica. And after we shall be proceeding to cutting cake. The book is available. Please don't go without taking a copy. The book is much available, only at 70,000 shillings. Discount. So make sure you carry a copy before I am authorized to change the price. So wonderfully, take a copy. You can even pay in advance and we can deliver to your office. That's Dovino Rica. With your representatives, we saw Chief Magistrate Nabenda around. Please come. And grade 1 representative. Patricia, okay. And then Zwashi Poeduba. Let me call upon Honorable Lady Justice Mugenyi equally to come and append the signature. Carol from Sierra's office and Patricia, please come and put a signature. My Lord, thank you very much. Patricia, where are you? And as I request team to bring our cake, team, let us carry the cake to the center. Let us carry our cake to the center so that we proceed with the cutting of the cake. And we shall have the final item, a group photo, which will be scientific. Yes, these days we are going, is it AI or IA? It's AI. Yes. So I request the permanent secretary to judiciary, the gone and the left CR, Justice Sarah Langa to come forward for the cake cutting. I will also request my Lord Justice Stephen Mubiru to come to represent the judges. I will request the PS also, Secretary Judicial Service, to come. Let's come for the cake, PS and Secretary, my Lord Justice, the Sierra, the representatives of Ujoa, please also step forward. Registrars, Chief Magistrates, Magistrates Grade 1 and Grade 2, please come and join the team for cutting the cake. I will request Dr. Asiu, please, yours is part and parcel of the other person. So we don't want to have a half of a person. Please, Mr. Chinove, my Lord. Apologies, greatest apologies. Honorable Mr. Justice Simon Peter Chinove, please come and represent the court. And Vama, yes, for the ladies. My Lord Justice Vitature, yes, join here before I start the countdown. Yes, you know, there must be a man representing and a lady. So I'm going to count from 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. The applause was a little missing. We could add a little more applause. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. So thank you very much, Bana PS, for representing at the cutting of the cake. We want to thank the Honorable Chief, my Lord, the gone Chief Registrar. We want to thank you, all of you. We are going for a group photo, and it is going to be scientific. So Daniela and team, let us have a scientific photo. We shall request that you remain seated there. We shall have seats in front and we shall take the scientific picture. Sheila, let us have the teams bring the chairs for our high table. Please enjoy the cake. The rules apply. As the neighbor is enjoying, please equally swallow. Yes. And when she says it is sweet, you agree and say yes. Definitely, it is agree. You agreed it is very sweet. So we shall have the chairs there. Daniela, please. No, we shall put them there. Please take over. Let us Winnie 7. Winnie 7. So I request the PS sitting in for the Chief Justice will be seated. My Lord outgoing or outgone. I will again request Justice Mubiru will be seated with a high table. We request the Secretary Judicial Service Commission also to join. Cohort 2-1, my Lord Justice Chinove, you will also be seated. And we shall be joined by the incoming Chief Registrar. Those are 7. So can we how is the cake? Yeah, I can also I can feel it. I can feel it. You know, when you're on the microphone, you really feel it. Mhm. We are setting up studios. Daniela, are we ready? Just a minute, okay. Can you put this one this side also? Oh, okay. I will request our family to shift to the to the seats here. Dr. Siu, you will join us here. But let me ask the family and the team process and let us all come decide and we have the picture. Process? Yes. Madam Lugaizi, Patricia, let us move the side so that we have our picture. PS, I request you come. Yeah. And the Secretary JSC, my Lord Judge Mubiru. Dr. Siu, you will sit with a lordship. Okay, Chief Registrar. Okay, and Mr. Justice Chinove. That's great. That's great. So we are going to take this wonderful picture, and I want to assure you everybody will be included in it, including myself here. Daniela, please, at your pleasure. Yes. Wonderful. My Lord Chinove, please, you forgive us. Perfect. Okay. Our apologies. So can we all say cheers? Yes. Wonderful. Wonderful pictures. Please shoot as many as possible. You can even bend low. Okay. Thank you very much. It has been a wonderful day. And we want to thank the Lord who has made it for us. We shall forever remain indebted to you for having come. My dear registrars, yes, I have been instructed to inform you that we shall have our meeting next quarter, and the communication will come through in time for you to plan and prepare for the said meeting. So, Janemasses, thank you for having come. You have been such a wonderful group. Thank you very much. DJ, you can give us some music as people continue networking and enjoying the cake.
Nange mbeeko n'akantu kange tugula ebintu okugatta obulamu guno okukakasa nti destiny yaffe fembi etuuka. Mukama yebaziwe. Toli mu kugula kumufisiza kugamba nti no abasajja beeyisa bubi nange kambeeko na apartment zange egindi. Nedda ozigula kuba zigenda kubagasa enkya muzigatte mutegeere ekiddako kubanga wakizuula ti omwami we si kyekiri mu birowoozo by'okkola mu budde obwo. That's me.
Mbuzaayo ebibuuzo bibiri byokka.